Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Buongiorno, buenos dias, bon dia to everyone. Suprabhat to everyone. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya SCSMath London West Side morning program on a beautiful morning here in London. And we will continue with our morning program after singing and hearing. We will continue, and we're going to begin with affectionate guidance today, because we can, and because we left in a little kind of unfortunate place yesterday. So I'd like to conclude this chapter really, but we know that we're always hearing from Guru Maharaj, well, from Lord Brahma originally, and then coming, being opened up through Guru Maharaj and our dear Sudarshan Prabhu actually as well, this Tatenu Kampam Shloka. So in that spirit, we can hear these things that Gurudev is telling us. And we've been hearing in this chapter called caringly educating. Caringly educating. We've been hearing the glories of Sri Gaudiya Darshan magazine, how it began, how Gurudev, under Guru Maharaj's affectionate guidance and approval, gave it its form with the various contributions and how they published it monthly for many years, and then so much responsibility came to Srila Govinda Maharaj that it became like a quarterly thing or on special occasions, but was still going on. And then, in fact, that's where we'll begin. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, and Jai Srila Bhakti Rakak Siddha Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Gurudev, Jai Tuti Devotee ki Jai, Jai, Jai Gaura Hari. I have his garland on behalf of Gurudev. So we'll begin at the bottom of page 217 with a paragraph we read yesterday. Sri Gaudiya Darshan began as a monthly magazine. For the first few years, the magazine was very strong and ran well. But lastly, all the burden for the running of Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta came upon my head. I was practically alone and my time was very short. Therefore, the magazine became a little weaker later. Also, Srila Guru Maharaj showed his health to be less strong, and it was very difficult for him to give articles regularly. But we tried to continue. We always held a very neutral position, and we heard that yesterday, didn't we, with by making the editor of the magazine, I can't remember the devotee's name, from another mat. He was the editor along with Gurudev. Was it Madhya-līlā? Yes, beautiful. So Gurudev says, we always held a very neutral position in the Sri Gaudiya Darshan. Glorification to others connected throughout the whole Sampradaya was given where it was warranted. Also, guidelines were given when required. Obviously, because this is Guru Maharaj's publication, and everyone's looking to Guru Maharaj. So, of course, guidelines were given when required. Everyone knew Srila Guru Maharaj was their guide, and they accepted his advice. In this way, Sri Gaudiya Darshan gained a high reputation. I'm started way before. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. All the articles were either in Bengali or Sanskrit. Srila Guru Maharaj sometimes composed in Sanskrit, and especially at the beginning of each new year, Srila Guru Maharaj would generally compose some Sanskrit shlokas. Also, I must name one good compositor, Prabhu, who helped untiringly for hand-setting the type of the magazine. That's the bit that gets me. Sanskrit and Bengali, how many letters is there? I mean, and all those, vowels and conjuncts. I mean, it's like unlimited practically. And setting those. And so Prabhu was doing that untiringly. He was a disciple of Sripad Keshav Maharaj. But with Sripad Keshav Maharaj's permission, he was living with us. Then, like now, many devotees come from other mats would come and stay with us from time to time. They were disciples of other Maharajas, but they would come in order to serve Srila Guru Maharaj. At first, we printed the magazine from an outside commercial press, but after some time, I felt the necessity to print from our own press. We then acquired a press and began publishing from it. It was larger than the machine we have here today. Prabhu finally took charge of our printing press. He greatly helped with Sri Gaudiya Darshan. But gradually I became exhausted, and actually it was not possible to continue. After 14 years of monthly printing, we then printed it quarterly, and Prabhu helped then also. We did not stop printing altogether. We printed it as a quarterly publication for a further 3 years. Then finally, we printed each year 1 or 2 special issues as souvenir editions, such as for Srila Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja and for Sri Gaura Punima. Actually, the cause of our finally stopping the regular publications was for a very unhappy reason. Srila Guru Maharaj from time to time gave an article. One such article was entitled Sri Rathayatraya Rupanuganuchintam. Rupanuganuchintam. This explained what the followers of Srila Rupa Goswami will think about the Rathayatra. Kind of a crucial thing, really, given the prominence of Rathayatra in Mahaprabhu's Leela. At that time, the Mayapur Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta started a Rathayatra, but it was very painful for Srila Guru Maharaj because it was offensive to the Rupanuga Chintadhara. This is very high Siddhanta. And Srila Bhakti Rakak Shuddha Dev-Goswami Maharaj, I'm speaking now, sorry, is the protector and guardian and gatekeeper of that sampradaya. So this was, you can say, his duty to make these things clear as the holder of that beautiful, fine vision. This is very high Siddhanta. Mahaprabhu explained that the meaning of Rathayatra is that Srimati Radharani takes Krishna from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan. But Mayapur is the birthplace of Mahaprabhu, who is non-different from Krishna. So from Mayapur, where are they taking Mahaprabhu? They cannot take Krishna out of Vrindavan, nor can they take Mahaprabhu out of Mayapur. This is the thinking of the Rupanuga followers. And this was explained in that article by Srila Guru Maharaj. However, I did not give Srila Guru Maharaj's name as the author because we knew that some other parties may try to contradict this thinking. And if a conflict will come, I shall face that, but I shall not push Srila Guru Maharaj to the front of any conflict. If I put Srila Guru Maharaj's name and anyone will give objection, that will be offensive for them. Therefore, I put the name of one of my god brothers. We wanted to show everyone what is the proper Siddhanta. But in the battlefield, we shall not push our guru to the forefront. I shall go to the battlefield if necessary, but not that I will make my guru go there. Then, from a completely different mot, some very ugly criticism and objection came to us through their magazine. In the next issue of our own magazine, we replied to their objections. I was given help with the answer by Sripad Damodar Maharaj, a god brother of Srila Guru Maharaj. I did not directly appear in the battlefield, but I gave the front position in the name of Sripad Damodar Maharaj, and he also contributed to the reply. He was certainly a good writer, and on the grounds of the principle involved, we tried to fight. But in a very ugly way, objection again came from that other section, and it was published in their magazine. They insulted Srila Guru Maharaj directly. Always we had very respectfully given comment in our articles, but they responded with an arrogant, personal attack to Srila Guru Maharaj. So I went and told them not to criticize in this ugly way. I explained to that party that the article wasn't even directed at them, but especially at the Mayapur Mat. So why should they come forward and directly try to criticize Srila Guru Maharaj? Anyhow, they did not listen. They said bad things about my Guru, so they expected I would say bad things about theirs, but I could never do that. I tried to show that if anyone wants to criticize, they can, but in an honorable, respectful way without losing humility. Especially in this case, the article is Guru Maharaj's article, so it must be treated in a respectable way. I told them this many times, but even after hearing from me that this article was from Srila Guru Maharaj, they again and again continued to criticize Srila Guru Maharaj in writing in their magazine. I could not give such type of insult to them in our magazine. I know many faults of their mat, but we cannot tell such things and make our Sri Gaudiya Darshan into a dustbin. Srila Guru Maharaj asked me what I would do, and I replied to him that I will stop printing the magazine rather than walk into that dirty realm of insults. Furthermore, I was exhausted. I wrote most of the articles, but put the author's name as Hari Charan Prabhu, Krishna Charan Prabhu, Krishna Mai Didi, Shankari Didi, etc. Sometimes they would write an article, but mostly I wrote the articles in theirs and others' names, and I became exhausted. I was therefore already tired when this ugly criticism came. So when Srila Guru Maharaj asked me what I would do, I told him I would stop the publication. Srila Guru Maharaj asked them to stop sending their publication to our mat, and until today it is not coming here. Later I heard that the sannyasi involved came and apologized to Srila Guru Maharaj, but Srila Guru Maharaj expressed to him, I will not take offense myself because it is not for me, but for our sampradaya. It's an offense to Srila Rupa Goswami because it is his dara that we are continuing. And Mahaprabhu instructed Srila Rupa Goswami not to take Krishna out from Vrindavan. Kṛṣṇadāsa bhahira nai kariya braja haite, braja chari Krishna kabu na jana kahante. From the Madhya-līlā first chapter, giving meaning. So in Mayapur, where are they trying to take their Rathayatra? My question is Guru Maharaj speaking, where are they trying to take the Lord? We have no objection to doing Mahaprabhu's Rathayatra on another day. On a horse-drawn carriage, Mahaprabhu can travel anywhere. Oh, I see. But the mood of Rathayatra is of taking Krishna from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan. In other words, Guru Maharaj was saying, you can take the deity out on an ox cart and go anywhere you like, all over Navadvip, all over the world. But Rathayatra, as we know it, is a very specific thing. But the mood of Rathayatra is of taking Krishna from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan. Srila Guru Maharaj said to them that they criticized in writing in their magazine. Therefore, their apology must come in the same way, in writing in their magazine. So a question now comes. Question. So in recent years, the Sri Gaudiya Darshan has been continuing as an occasional publication, but now you wish to have it restarted as a regular periodical. Please tell us why you want it restarted and what articles you wish to be included. Srila Govinda Maharaj replies, actually, we never completely stopped printing the Sri Gaudiya Darshan. It was printed occasionally, and we have much regard for this title, Sri Gaudiya Darshan, as the paper of Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta. It's like our flag. Therefore, we cannot stop publishing it. It is alive. You will see that always we have tried to focus on some new light of Srila Guru Maharaj's conception. In the previous issues, as much as possible, we have done in this way. Within the last 12 years, many books have been published for our mat in English, Bengali, and many other languages. And there also the devotees can see Srila Guru Maharaj's conception. There is much to read in these books. Now, in particular, my wish for this Sri Gaudiya Darshan is to present topical subjects and news of all the devotees' activities here and abroad. For a long time, our preaching has been international. After Srila Swami Maharaj returned from his successful preaching in the West, Srila Guru Maharaj became very happy and enthusiastic, and he gave much respect to Srila Swami Maharaj. In Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, every day Srila Guru Maharaj preached, but he did not go out from the mat, except perhaps 3 or 4 times yearly. He would go out on special occasions, such as to Sripad Madhava Maharaj's mat in Kolkata, where yearly they would hold 1 or 2 large week-long meetings. Sripad Madhava Maharaj would eagerly await Srila Guru Maharaj's presence at such meetings, I bet. Srila Guru Maharaj would go there every year. In addition, Srila Guru Maharaj would go to the appearance day meeting of Sripad Gosvāmī Maharaj at Sri Gaudiya Sangha, 23 Doctors Lane, Kolkata. Mainly, it was only to Sripad Madhava Maharaj's mat and Sripad Gosvāmī Maharaj's mat that Srila Guru Maharaj would go for preaching. But always he preached from his room upstairs in Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Srila Guru Maharaj was a very enthusiastic preacher, and many devotees had the opportunity to see how enthusiastic he was. Up until 1987, Srila Guru Maharaj continuously preached here, and his preaching continued, though not as fully as before, until a few months before his disappearance in August 1988. Actually, during the whole day, Srila Guru Maharaj would preach. But seated at one time, he would often preach for 2 or 3 hours. The preaching tendency of Srila Guru Maharaj was of a very unique type. In March 1996, during his lifetime, Srila Guru Maharaj gave me the full charge of this mat as Acharya, and we continued to produce publications. From abroad, we also received publications for our mat, such as those from Sripad Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj and others. We continued to publish Sri Gaudiya Darshan at least yearly. And after Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance, regular periodicals began from several of our branch missions, including London, South Africa, Australia, and America. I was very enthusiastic to see the arrival of all these English magazines. We are disciples of Srila Guru Maharaj. Therefore, we are very much enthusiastic to publish books and magazines in order to preach his message and glories. You can see that our preaching tendency is continuously proceeding. So when from the Western world 5 or 6 periodicals became manifest, naturally our feelings came that why is this not also possible from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta? The only cause was a lack of manpower. But if we can publish, then the mission all over the world will receive some guidelines. Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta is the parent mat of all the months in our society. And for their guideline, it is very good if again we can publish regularly the Sri Gaudiya Darshan. This is what is in the heart of us all here. We are all enthusiastic to again publish Sri Gaudiya Darshan because it will be in honor of Srila Guru Maharaj. So automatically remembrance of Srila Guru Maharaj will come. In particular is my intention that Sri Gaudiya Darshan will be a vehicle to keep devotees around the world connected together. They will get to know what each other are doing, and especially they will hear from this central mark, the central source of guidance of Srila Guru Maharaj for us all. This is one form of association for the devotees through which everyone everywhere may feel some energy and enthusiasm in their spiritual service journey to their transcendental destination. It is very good if we can make this magazine. But I am getting older day by day. Therefore, a new generation must take charge. If it is possible to make this periodical, it must give pleasure to the heart of Srila Guru Maharaj, and I must be very happy. If this Sri Gaudiya Darshan will come out in the Bengali language, it will especially give nourishment to the Bengali section of devotees, and this is my eager desire. In English, it is very good, and it will be more widespread if we can publish it in Bengali also, so our local devotees will gain more nourishment. At first, Sri Gaudiya Darshan was in the Bengali language, and at that time, I did not know English. Question: do you have any message for the devotees? Srila Govinda Maharaj: always we are messengers of Srila Guru Maharaj and Mahaprabhu. Our message is one always. Practice Krishna consciousness without offence to Guru and Vaishnava. Smartavya satatam Vishnu Vishmatavyo na jatu chit Save vidi nishedha shur etayo eva kinkara. This is from the Padma Purana, and it gives one ruling and one prohibition. Always remember the Lord and never forget Him. All rules and regulations are under this guideline. If I see anyone doing even a little seva, my feeling towards him come as though I am a slave of him. That is my feeling. But in my life I've seen so many wrong things, therefore I'm also a little cautious. I have been cheated in many ways. But my nature is still that if anyone will do even a little seva, I give him my full support. In that way, I am always trying to continue my seva. Where there is no life, there is no seva. That is dead seva. It is karma. It is not for our fame that we are trying to publish Sri Gaudiya Darshan. Our intention is that this Sri Gaudiya Darshan will give happiness to our Sri Guru Varga, as well as nourishment to the newcomers and other Vaishnavas. When a mission is big, a periodical newsletter is necessary from the headquarters of the mission. But I cannot do everything alone. Also, I'm getting old. I cannot promise. But anyhow, I shall try to give one article for each edition. Preaching is our life. And through preaching, we can practice Krishna consciousness very happily. Mahaprabhu gave congregational chanting as the best policy. Now you try hard, and if you can continue, it will be very pleasing to our Guru Varga. I have no doubt. I want to do something good for our friends and the newcomers. Whoever will get some faith through this magazine, he must be benefited, and we must receive the blessings of our Guru Varga, that we are doing something good for others. Mahaprabhu said, Bharata bhumite haila manushya janma jara, janma satakakari kara para upakara. One who has taken his birth in India as a human should make his life successful and work for the benefit of others. So this is really a good attempt to do good for others through this magazine. Shri Gaudiya Darshan is blessed by Srila Guru Maharaj and blessed by all other exalted devotees like Srila Swami Maharaj. You have seen his letter expressing how much he was very pleased with me to see Shri Gaudiya Darshan. Also Shripad Sakhi Charan Rai, Bhakti Vijay Prabhu. Also Shripad Sakhi Charan Rai, Bhakti Vijay Prabhu, one of the best devotees of Srila Saraswati Thakur, was very pleased and sent a letter expressing this. Letters came from every corner, but it was perhaps my fault that I did not publish them all in Sri Gaudiya Darshan. In one way, it was necessary to publish all the letters that were giving praise to the magazine. But if I felt there was any praise to myself, I did not publish such material. But where there was praise to Srila Guru Maharaj, I published that. From so many quarters, many praised me. Oh, how Govinda Maharaj is doing this. Govinda Maharaj has started Sri Gaudiya Darshan. But it was impossible for me to publish that. With what we have, we shall continue happily. With what we have, we shall continue happily. And with this Sri Gaudiya Darshan, it is my hope that really we can succeed in giving happiness to Srila Guru Maharaj and our Sri Guru Varga, as well as nourishment to the newcomers and other Vaishnavas. By the cooperation of all the devotees, I think it must be possible. Jai Gurudev, Jai Sri Gaudiya Darshan, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj. And I have to think of Shripad Devashish Prabhu also for editing and putting together such beautiful, more recent. I think the most recent was for the glorious 40th anniversary of our Green Street East Side Mott, and another Sri Gaudiya Darshan came out then, and I'm sure Shripad Devashish Prabhu would say the same, would say a similar thing. Yes, but I am also getting old, and the new generation, necessary. And it's still true, even in the days of, the internet and the online world and the digital world in which we live. Still, to pick up a beautiful magazine with beautiful articles and beautiful pictures, it's something very special and prestigious. So who knows? Anyway, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gaura Hari. So we'll just have a few minutes. We will go to Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta at least to give some honor to the Grantaraj. And we are just starting the Madhya-līlā. We're 46 verses in to the Madhya-līlā, and we've been hearing about the books of the Gosvāmīs. Yesterday we heard all the names of the beautiful names of these books. So I'm just going to begin on text 45. Thus Srila Rupa Gosvāmī, Sanatana Gosvāmī, and their nephew Srila Jiva Gosvāmī, as well as practically all of their family members, lived in Vrindavan and published important books on devotional service. Jai Shri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Shri Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī ki jai. Pratama vatsare advaitari bhaktagan prabodha kita kaila nilaji gaman. The first year after Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order of life, all the devotees headed by Sri Advaita Prabhu went to see the Lord at Niladri Jagannath Puri. Rathayacha dekitan rahila charimas Prabhu Sange Nitya Gita Paramaulas. After attending the Rathayacha ceremony at Jagannath Puri, All the devotees remained there for 4 months, greatly enjoying the company of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by performing kirtan, which in brackets means chanting and dancing. Vidya Samaya Prabhu Kaila Sabare Prachabda Ashibe Sabe Gundicha Dekibare. At the time of departure, the Lord requested all the devotees, please come here every year to see the Rath Yatra festival of Lord Jagannath's journey to the Gundicha temple. Prabhu Agyai Bhaktagana Prachabda Ashya Gundicha Dakiya Ja Prabhuda Miliya. Following the order of Mahaprabhu, all the devotees used to visit Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every year. They would see the Gundicha festival at Jagannath Puri and then return home after 4 months. Four months. I mean, we know how difficult it is now for people who've got families and work and houses and so many things to get away for even two or 3 weeks. Somehow or other, by the grace, the devotees were able to come for 4 months. Mind you, it'd take you a big chunk of that just walking there. Just get in there from all over. They came from all over.
There must have been lots of devotees still in Nadi though that couldn't go for various reasons.
Yes. Feeding the neighbour's cow while he's away, and all those things. Because they had amazing, everything amazing. What did Gurudev used to say sometimes? Something like, "Oh Prabhu, everything is." What was the word? Everything is. Was it magical or everything is? Anyway, that everything is chamatkar basically. Vinshati vatsalaya che kaila gata gati, going and coming, gata gati. Ananya duhada duan vina nai stiti. For 20 consecutive years, this meeting took place. So that went on for 20 years. All the devotees coming from Bengal and other places to meet Mahaprabhu at Rath Yatra time for those 4 months. For 20 consecutive years, this meeting took place, and the situation became so intense that the Lord and the devotees could not be happy without meeting one another. The Lord could not be happy without meeting the devotees, and the devotees could not be happy without meeting the Lord. Shesha Arajay Rahe Dvarasha Vatsara Kṛṣṇadāsa Prabhuda Antara. The last 12 years were simply devoted to relishing the pastimes of Krishna in separation within the heart of the Lord. Nirantara Ratri Dina Viraha Unmade Hase Kande Nache Gaya Parama Vishade. In the attitude of separation, Mahaprabhu appeared mad both day and night. He laughed and sometimes cried. Sometimes he danced and sometimes he chanted in great sorrow. Parama Vishade. Jai Kale Karena Jagannatha Darashana Mani Bhave Kurukshetre Panache Milana. At those times, Mahaprabhu would visit Lord Jagannath. Then his feelings exactly corresponded to those of the gopis when they saw Krishna at Kurukshetra after long separation. Krishna had come to Kurukshetra with his brother and sister to visit. Rathayatraya age jabe karina natana tan e padamacha karye gayan. When Mahaprabhu used to dance before the car during the festival, he always sang the following two lines. Seta parana nata painu, chalagi madan dahana jhuri genu. I have gotten that Lord of my life, for whom I was burning in the fire of lusty desires. And then Srila Prabhupada gives a little purport. Let's read that. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10:29-15, it is stated, Kamam krodam bhayam sneham aikyam shauridam eva cha nityam haro vidhadhato yanti tanmayatang hite. The word kama, the word kam means lusty desire, bhaya means fear, and krodha means anger. If one somehow or other approaches Krishna, his life becomes successful. The gopis approached Krishna with lusty desire. Krishna was a very beautiful boy, and they wanted to meet and enjoy his company. But this lusty desire is different from that of the material world. It appears like mundane lust, but in actuality, it is the highest form of attraction to Krishna. Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi. He left home and everything else. He could certainly not be induced by any mundane lusty desires. So when he used the word madana dahane, in the fire of lusty desire, he meant that out of pure love for Krishna, he was burning in the fire of separation from Krishna. Whenever he met Jagannath, either in the temple or during the Rath Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to think, now I have gotten the Lord of my life and soul. Edhui ganina chena dvitiya prahara Krishnalaya brajaje e bhava antara. Mahaprabhu used to sing this song that we just heard, Sita Paranana, especially during the latter part of the day. And he would think, let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan. This ecstasy was always filling his heart. It's hard to stop anywhere, but we'll have one more sloka then. Actually, I should read this little purport as well, because we read the last one. So, he would, especially in the latter part of the day, he would think, let me take Krishna and go back to Vrindavan. And Srila Prabhupada says, being always absorbed in the ecstasy of Srimati Radharani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the same separation from Krishna that Srimati Radharani felt when Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Mathura. This ecstatic feeling is very helpful in attaining love of God in separation. Mahaprabhu has taught everyone that one should not be overly anxious to see the Lord, but rather should feel separation from him in ecstasy. It is actually better to feel separation from him than to desire to see him face to face. When the gopis of Vrindavan, the residents of Gokul, met Krishna at Kurukshetra during the solar eclipse, they wanted to take Krishna back to Vrindavan. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also felt the same ecstasy as soon as he saw Jagannath in the temple or on the Rath Yatra cart. The gopis of Vrindavan did not like the opulence of Dwarka. They wanted to take Krishna to the village of Vrindavan and enjoy his company in the groves, in the forest. This desire was also felt by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he danced in ecstasy before the Rath Yatra festival when Lord Jagannath went to Gundicha. Okay, now that's a beautiful place. We can stop. Mahaprabhu's dancing in front of Jagannath. So tomorrow we will pick up again at text 57. Jai Shri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Srila Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī ki jai, Srila A.C. Bhakti Swami Prabhu ki jai, all our divine masters ki jai. Shiva Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Gauranga Sundar ki jai, and Shri Kavirāja Radha Giridhari ki jai. Beautiful garlands and everything looking very beautiful. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshevaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinata Madana Mohana. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Yadadara Siva Sati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. Echai Goshani Kori Charana Bandana. Jaya Hote Binanan Abhishta Purana. Echai Goshani Jara Muitara Dasa. Dasa Bara Padare Mumura Panchagrasa. Tadena Charana Sebi Bhakta Shani Basa. Janame Janane Mura Heya Bilasa. Echai Goshani Jabe Prache Koila Basa. Radha Krishna Madhya-līlā Korila Prakasha. Anande Bolo Hari Vraja Vrindavana. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Yamana. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kavirāja. Hari Namata Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Guru Hari Bo, Hari
Govinda Sundar Radha Giridhari Ju ki jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhakti Rakshita Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru ki jai. Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. All the assembled devotees, all the unassembled devotees, tutti devotee ki jai. Gaura Prema